Good evening all. Welcome to sunny Orlando. Hope you're staying well, staying safe, staying indoors if you can. Tonight's discussion revolved around Walt Disney World being able to open on May the 10th. I've seen in a couple of places, a couple of well-known websites have touted or at least put on their website the possibility of Walt Disney World opening on May the 10th. And I want to look at that in a bit more depth this evening, if I can. So first of all, I'm going to look at the Opening Up America Again slides from yesterday. These are the things that were presented in President Trump's media briefing yesterday evening. I didn't want to look at them yesterday. It's just too in-depth. I've now looked at them myself and I want to just take you through them in about 3 minutes, maybe 4. So stick with it. The slides are quite in-depth, but I'm just going to leap over them. There's 18 slides, but I'm not going to take very long at all over each slide. So you won't fall asleep, and then we can come back and I'll discuss a bit more about how that might affect what's going on here. And then also Disney's ability, even if they can, their ability to open that early. So let's have a look at those slides now. So the first slide is Opening Up America Again. That's all it is. The second slide is what has to happen in order to get to stage 1, phase 1. So I don't know what downward trajectory of documented cases means, or influenza-like illnesses. Is it every day it's got to be better than the last day, or it's just a general downward trajectory? I don't know. Hopefully I'll find out. I don't find there's any issue with the hospitals. Core state preparedness responsibilities, big tick sheet. Don't see a problem in Florida getting through that. And then the next slide 4 is the proposed phased approach. Again, that's another header. 5 is general guidelines, easy stuff. Wash your hands, don't go to work if you feel sick, blah blah blah. Thanks very much. Slide 6, same for employers. Stuff that's going on right now, I guess, if people are going to work, nothing magic about it, nothing too onerous on employers. And then we get to phase 1. So if you've got through all of this stuff in the beginning, you can open up for phase 1. Phase 1 then for individuals, basically what we're all supposed to be doing now. Phase 1 for employers, again, very doable with a nice whenever possible and feasible with business operations get out clause. That's very nice. And then phase 1 specific types of employers. So we're looking at large venues. This is where it gets interesting, since since large venues can operate under strict physical distancing protocols. It doesn't say what strict physical distancing protocols are, but I guess it does mean the current 6 foot. And I think that Deborah Birx, who's on the task force, said that yesterday. But what it does mean is that parks and resorts can open in some fashion on day 1 of phase 1, if the state says so and if the local mayor says so. So that's phase 1. Phase 2. So this is no evidence of a rebound, and you satisfy the gating criteria a second time. There's no time limit on this, or no small time limit, no earliest date. So we're waiting to hear about that. So phase 2, individuals. This is now allows gatherings up to 50 people, and it was 10 in phase 1. Non-essential travel can resume, and that I assume would include travel by air to Orlando, where it didn't in phase 1. Phase 2 for employers, not much difference from phase 1, and phase 2 for specific types of employers. Just looking at large venues, can operate under moderate physical distancing protocols. Does that mean it's less than 6 feet now? Don't know yet. Phase 3, still no return of COVID-19. Pass the gate again, carry on. Individuals and employers, so little going on now that they're both on one page. So individuals, low-risk populations should consider minimising time spent in crowded environments. So 2 things. 1, should consider, okay, I've considered it. 2, nope, I'm okay in a crowded environment. Isn't that what everyone who comes to Orlando is basically going to have to inwardly sign up to? I've seen people saying that Walt Disney World, etc., will be sued if somebody catches the virus. Well, haven't you waived your right to do that. You should be aware of the guidelines, and you've just chosen to come anyway, so I don't see that happening. Phase 3 employers, basically back to normal, and phase 3 specific types of employers. Large venues can operate under limited physical distancing protocols. So still physical distancing. Are we now down to 2 feet? Does that still mean no pre-shows, no parades, no fireworks, no theatre shows? Because distancing means not rubbing shoulders with people. And then that's pretty much it. When do the guidelines then cease to operate? So Dr. Burke said on Thursday evening that that would only happen once a vaccine is available. Now, she said available, not being taken up by half the population, 2/3 of the population, all the population. And she didn't mention overseas travellers. What does that now mean then for Walt Disney World, so and Universal and SeaWorld? Are they all going to be able to open up a park on May the 10th, as was touted by a couple of well-known websites yesterday? Well, let's look at some facts. At the moment, it's the 18th of April. They're looking at opening up on the 10th of May. So we've got 22 days, calendar days, between now and then. And we've got 15 business days, so 15 training days. If people get to work on Monday, they've got 15 training days to get it open by May the 10th. Is that feasible? Is May the 10th a good day to open up the parks? May the 10th is a Sunday. A Sunday, not a Monday or another weekday, but a Sunday. So everybody and his dog, apart from those people who are having to work in healthcare or in a service environment, restaurant, shop, whatever it might be, everybody else who works in an office or whatever is off. So why wouldn't they want to go to the park on the 10th? So I don't think the 10th is reasonable or feasible. I think they're going to choose a weekday, whenever that may be, and I think they're going to need more than 3 weeks to pull all this together, unless they got some kind of inside knowledge on this 10th of May thing, or some knowledge that President Trump was going to announce this thing on Thursday and they were going to rapidly mobilise. I just don't think it's feasible. Whether it's 75,000 people, 50,000 people or 25,000 people, because I don't think it's going to be all parks anyway when it does reopen. And I still think it's going to be resorts. I just think it's going to be a lot easier to open resorts. Governor DeSantis had a press briefing on Friday afternoon where he talked a lot about testing and the increase in testing and catching people with the virus, but nothing at all about when he might consider opening up the state for business. You might be aware that we are under stay-at-home orders until May the 2nd. So unless he pulls that within the next 2 weeks, that's where we are, May the 2nd. So nothing's going to happen until then. Now, if we're okay for the next 14 days, that's if this opening up America again thing started yesterday, we've got 14 days. That's going to happen on or around, May the 2nd. Is Governor DeSantis then going to relax some rules to allow some people back to work? Is he going to allow large venues to open up like Walt Disney World? Does that mean they could open up on the 2nd? Or is it then going to be in the hands of the local government, the local mayors? So in the case of Walt Disney World, it's going to be Orange County, basically, and Osceola County. Orange County is where they pay the taxes. Osceola County is where some of Walt Disney World is as well. Both SeaWorld and Universal Orlando are in Orange County. So the mayor of Orange County could have a really, really big say on what goes on here. That's Jerry Demings. So is Jerry Demings going to be open to them all opening up some part of their kingdoms? Now SeaWorld's only got parks, so they're going to be allowed to open up a park. Are they going to be allowed to open up a water park? Is the virus more easily spread around water? Jerry Demings has been a bit reticent. He did say that we could be looking at late summer before everything is open in some fashion. So I don't know whether he's spoken to the likes of Disney and the likes of Universal Orlando and SeaWorld. If he has, I wonder how those conversations have gone. If he hasn't, I'm sure they're burning up his phone in order to speak to him, because they'll want an answer. Because if they're going to get people, if they think they're going to get people back on May the 10th, then at the moment, don't forget they're only taking resort bookings, those and Universal, Walt Disney and Universal, from June the 1st. So if they think they're going to open up on May the 10th, that means they're going to have to open up bookings on May the 10th, for May the 10th, starting like around now. So I'm going to keep a real close eye on that. I'm going to try and do a dummy booking. I'll do one later tonight actually and see if there's anything on that, and then I'll do one every day until I see is there any relaxation of that or bringing forward of that June the 1st date. But at the moment, if they're going to open up on the 10th, it's going to be a park. But I still don't think it's going to be the 10th. I think it's going to be something other than the 10th, even if it's the 11th. At least that's a Monday. The only trouble is that obviously the kids are off now to the end of the school year, so you're going to get probably a crowd of kids and parents coming in. But before we go in, surely they're going to have to publish protocols on how people are going to be allowed in and who's going to be allowed in, under what circumstances are they going to be allowed in. Is it everybody? Is it going to be platinum pass holders, gold pass holders, everybody? Single day tickets? Are they going to sell single day tickets? Are there going to be wash stations in the parks? Lots of them. Are they going to give out hand sanitizer? Have they got hand sanitizer? Will they force people to wear masks before they get in? I can't imagine that people are going to have to show that they've had tests, because not everybody have had tests. About 1 in 1,000 people in Florida have had tests. So that proves nothing. It just means that you've had the test that day and you were okay. The next day you may not be. So, you know, all in all, May the 10th just looks unfeasible to me. May the 11th looks unfeasible, come on. So I'm going to stick with my June the 1st, but I'm definitely going to be looking at resorts, because park hours, okay, they've moved to the 10th, but last week they were at the 3rd. So moving to the 10th means nothing. It could be they could move to the 17th next week, and then the 24th, and then the 1st of May. And all that means is the 1st of May. But, so, sorry, 1st of June. So that absolutely means nothing. If it's the 1st of June, then it aligns with the resorts. And then I still don't think they're going to be open. But maybe I'm wrong on that now. I was saying July the 1st for Magic Kingdom to be open, and a Universal Park and SeaWorld. So maybe now they're going to consider bringing that July the 1st forward. But again, they can only do that. Surely they can only do that if they've got all the protocols in place, that they've been widely acknowledged or widely sent to people. It's all over the website. Every pass holder has got an email, at least one, maybe several, saying don't forget when you turn up, if you're allowed to turn up, here is what you must do. You know, there's an awful lot of stuff to get through in order to open a resort or a park. So I'm going to keep a really, really close eye on looking out for emails. I am an annual pass holder. I'm going to look for any changes to my resort date, if they're going to offer me an earlier date, and I'm going to be looking every day to do a dummy booking on the Walt Disney World resort site. I'm also now going to start looking at the Universal Orlando site as well to see if they do anything regards bringing forward their dates for people to stay at their resorts. So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to look at the Trump media briefing tonight. Well, I'll look at it, but I'm not going to do any breaking news tonight. I'll maybe put another video out tomorrow if there's anything that's of real interest, and I'll do the same if Ron DeSantis says something as well. In the meantime, I don't think he will. I think he's going to follow whatever President Trump says. So that's it. Stay safe, stay well, stay indoors if you can, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Okay, cheers for now. Bye.